Rich here, 2RC Productions, and we're going to do a little preview, kind of unboxing preview of the Hogs RC Hypertrax. I just got one of these for Christmas, and Ryan just got one for Christmas, and I'm going to show you what it looks like outside the box and inside the box, because there's really nothing else inside the box other than the Hypertrax itself, the 2.4 gigahertz radio, and the instruction manual. So here is the box. Hypertrax 2.4 gigahertz shows on there. It's got double-sided driving, which is pretty awesome. There's the unit itself. I got the blue one, and Ryan got the green one. It shows 8 years plus, 2.4 gigahertz, like I said. Requires 8 AA batteries. Does not come with them. You need to get those. It says intermediate level of driving. Double-sided driving action, deep treads for maximum grip, independent suspension, indoor and outdoor use, 2.4 gigahertz, double-sided, independent. Like I said, it's got proportional steering and throttle, which is usually unheard of in a toy-grade product. This is a toy grade. It's definitely not a hobby grade. Hogs is toy grade, but I think they are making the jump into a little more hobby grade. I am not an Hog fan by any means. We've had numerous helicopters in the past that all seem to be pretty much useless. You try to run them, try to trim them, they don't fly good, they break. I don't like the design of them. So I am not an Hogs fan, but this thing caught my eye because it is entirely different than anything that's on the market. So I had to give it a shot. The price is $34.99, brand new. Okay, it does not come with the batteries, like I said. Here's Ryan's here. This is the green one outside the box. It's got nice, soft rubber tracks on it. It's got a cool looking body on it. It is double-sided, like I said. It's got the switch on the bottom, the power switch, and the charge port here. The only thing that's right off the bat that's a little weak to me is it has all the detail on the top side, and it's made to run on both sides. So when it flips over, the bottom side basically has a switch charge port and very little detail. They don't even have the green color on it. I think they should have had the green color going all the way on the bottom so it looks the same. That's the only thing that I see that's a little weak right off the bat. Now I charge this one up outside the box when we open it up, and it's showing in an instruction manual that both lights should light up solid, the green and red, when it's charging, and then they should flash when it's not charging. Well, that wasn't the case. First, only the one light came on. Then I tried it again. Then both lights came on. Then it just shut off and went black. So I don't know if I'm not understanding what they're explaining, but from what it tells me in the instructions, that the lights are supposed to blink when it's charged. That did not happen. But I did do a test run of it. I did run it around. It seems to have a full charge battery. I rode it for about 10 minutes, and it still had life in it. So I'm going to wait and see when I unbox mine and try it and see if it acts the same. If it doesn't act the same, then maybe we have a problem. And I am hoping that we do not have a problem with either one of these Hogs, because if I have an issue with either one of these, I will never buy another Hogs product again. But if we have good luck with these, it might completely turn my impression of Hogs around, because I think it's a very innovative product that they came up with. Like I said, nothing else like that. There is virtually nothing to break on this. I mean, it doesn't go fast enough to destroy it, but it's very fast, like in the house. You can run on carpet with it. They show guys running in dirt and sand on the video on their homepage. Dirt, sand, rocks. It climbs. It has this independent suspension on there, this articulation, which is cool, because it gets up and over stuff. It'll go right up the wall and flip over and reset itself and goes back. It does have about a half a second or second delay to reset itself, but it's not a problem at all. You flip up the wall, and by the time you go to hit the trigger again, it's ready to go in the opposite direction. So that's a really cool feature. I guess it has like a sensor on it that tells it when it's hitting the ground, and then it tells it to reset. So that's pretty cool. The controller itself, it's a pistol grip, 2.4 gigahertz. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Obviously a little bottom heavy because of the 8 AA batteries it holds. But the grip itself feels pretty nice. It's got like a gear. It looks like a gear, and it's got a rubberized texture, which is nice. It's got trim for the steering to keep it straight, So that's pretty cool. It's just got the simple on and off charge button. You turn it on to charge, you turn it on to power. First, when you start out, you turn this unit on, or you turn the controller on. Then you turn the unit on. It'll do a little search and light up solid, and that means you made your link up. But the throttle is proportional. Like I said, you give it a little bit of throttle, it'll crawl, it'll creep real slow, it'll steer nice and slow. And then when you do, like if you just sit here and you do full right or full left, it'll spin in circles. Or you can gradually give it steering as you're throttling up. So it's pretty cool. We'll do a follow-up review for sure, because I want to make sure that everything is okay with mine and this one. And when I know that they're both fine or we have trouble with them, I will do a follow-up review. But this is just a little preview of how they look, what the options it comes with, and it is a very, very cool product. I ran it around on the floor, like I said, for 10 minutes, and it climbs over stuff. I mean, it'll turn on a dime. Nothing to break. You don't have to worry about snapping. Even if you've smashed into these things, you know, head on with each other, there's nothing to break. It's got the rubber tracks and a wheel basically that turns the track, but there's no spots for anything to really get caught. It's covered by the rubber, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about getting any dirt or particulates in there to jam anything up. So this could be a really cool product, but we will see. So one thing I forgot to mention, YouTubers, is in the initial unboxing, it wasn't really a full review, it was kind of an initial unboxing. I forgot to mention how this thing charges exactly. It has like a retractable plug that winds up. It's got a little winder there, and it's at its rest position. It sits right on the end of the controller there. And what you do is you pull this thing out, you unwind it with the winder, and then you plug it into the port on the bottom. When the unit is powered off, the port is open where you can plug this plug into it to charge it. It has a built-in LiPo battery. Okay, and what you do is you plug that in, and then you flip the controller on, and you see the green light up, and then it goes to the red. Now, every time I do this, it acts a little different. Sometimes it's got the red and green, sometimes it's just got the red, then they flash, sometimes they don't, sometimes it goes black, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that or what's happening, but it is taking a charge every time. Now this one is already charged, so maybe that's why they're both lighting up. Normally one red will light up the charge indicator, and it'll charge for a while and then shut off. But one thing I wanted to mention was this, because I didn't cover this in the initial box. That's how this thing charges. So it actually charges off of the AA batteries in the transmitter. And I don't know how long they'll last. I'm sure you have to be putting some batteries in this thing, but needless to say, that's the setup. It would be nice to have an additional like wall charger to charge this thing. That would be excellent. And I actually thought about doing that with a balance charger and maybe making up a lead for that, and I might do that in the future. The other thing I want to take mention and let you guys know is anytime you deal with LiPo batteries, you have to keep a charge in them. If they drop below a certain level of voltage, they will just go bad. They would just go bad. So this product, one thing, even you know, with all the products you have to do that, but with a LiPo battery that's independent, if it goes bad, you throw it out and you buy another light bulb. Being the fact that these are built into the unit, you don't want to prematurely have this thing go bad just because you're not charging it. So if you do have this thing and it's sitting on the shelf for a while, every so often you want to throw a charge into it to keep that rate up, to make sure that it's up. As long as you keep a charge in there and it doesn't drop below the voltage, you should be okay, and it should last for some time. But it's just a little tidbit I wanted to make sure that I mentioned to you, because if you don't know that and you put it on the shelf for 6 months, chances are when you go to use it, it's probably going to be no good because the LiPo will be bad, and then you'll have to throw the unit out. They might have a replacement battery for this. I didn't see anything. Maybe it'll come up in the future, but generally these toy grades are throwaways. When they wear out, if they have a built-in battery, generally you throw it away. So. All right, you can see we did a little run there, run video, and just my daughter's toys laying out on the ground. Just kind of put them in position. She got a little hula hoop there, and to give you an idea of the crawling, how slow you can move and negotiate this, and then the short burst of throttle will give you, this thing will hook up and jump and pop the front end up and flip over and keep going. And a couple of times I high centered, on like the hula hoop, but you can almost 99% of the time get yourself out of a jam. And that's what makes this product so unique over any other vehicle, because a regular truck, once you roll it over, you're stuck, you got to flip it over. This thing flips over, keeps going. And I drove this thing all day yesterday. We did a few charge cycles on it, and the charging thing is still kind of erratic. It starts with a red light, then sometimes it goes to a double green, sometimes it shuts off, sometimes a green and red flash. I don't understand what's going on with that, but both of them kind of do that. But they do take a charge, they charge up, and there's long run times, probably run about 20 minutes on them on a charge, and the charge itself might last 40 minutes or something. So it's a pretty good turnaround. But I got to tell you, for a toy grade Air Hogs product, this thing is a absolute blast to run. I ran this thing all day yesterday, and just phenomenal. I hope they hold up, but just an amazing idea. The way they set this product up, I don't know why there's no other products like this out there, but this thing is freaking awesome to run. If anybody's even thinking about getting in, picking up something new, or maybe you're new to RC and you never picked up anything, even for a first vehicle, I mean, this thing is awesome with these tracks, and you can get out of almost any jam. Very precise, the digital proportional control, very precise. You can just creep around with it, and it's just so different than a normal, 4-tire vehicle. It just acts so different, and it's not very hard to control, and just an absolute blast. 2.4 gigahertz, so you can run numerous ones together. And I wanted to give you that little example of a run video so you can see how they actually look and how they act. But I'm giving this a 2 thumbs up, man, and I hope they hold up. I hope they last. The only downside is it has a built-in LiPo, which I haven't seen any replacement battery, so I'm assuming it's a throwaway. Once the LiPo goes out, you throw the product away. But for $34.99, I mean, even if you got 6 months out of it and you were using it all the time and then it burned out, I mean, you can almost go buy another one for $34.99 and enjoy it for another 6 months. I'm actually thinking about picking up another one of these things because they're so awesome. Ryan's got one and I got one, but what an absolute blast. Just a good, fun product. Like I say, it's only 2 days old. It's a day after Christmas. I don't know how long they're going to last. I'm hoping it lasts for a while, but for $34.99, you cannot go wrong. Pick one up, have a blast. All right, till next time, we'll see you at 2RC Productions. Rich out.